Hi Butterfly, it's Eva from anxiousrelief.com, and today I want to talk to you about how to say no without upsetting people. Now, I know as women and as anxious women in particular, learning how to say no is something that we all struggle with. However, knowing how to say no is a really important skill for your well-being, for your long-term health and wellness and confidence in yourself. Now, as women, we've been conditioned throughout our lives to be nice and to be polite and not to hurt anyone's feelings and to be accommodating and to nurture and to look after other people no matter what, no matter the expense, to always put other people first. And this has gone on not just for our lives, but for our mothers' lives, grandmothers' lives, great-grandmothers' lives. This is a multi-generational pattern. And what we know is that these patterns get inside the DNA and they get passed down from generation to generation to generation. So what we're working with here in an inability to say no to things is a pattern that's pretty much ingrained into your DNA at the moment. But that's not to say that it can't be reversed. It can be a little bit of hard work and a little bit uncomfortable to do when you're first learning how to do it, but it's definitely a pattern that can be erased. And the benefit of it is that you only say yes to the things that are a real yes for you, and a yes for you is, a really good thing. It's really good for your growth, it's good for your confidence, and it's good for your energy field overall. So I've got a simple three-step process for you to follow when you want to say no to someone, but you want to say it in a way that isn't going to break their heart. Rule 1 is you have a right to say no. And I know that this is something that a lot of people struggle with. We really struggle against that conditioning that we've been brought up with and the generations before us have been brought up with. But the fact is, if someone asks you a question, if someone asks you to do something for them, they're asking you. And you absolutely have a right to say no. You also have a right to say yes. Your right to say no and your right to say yes are equally weighted. And I know that this is something that consciously you know, and you're probably feeling a little bit frustrated with me because I'm stating the obvious to you right now. You consciously and mentally know it, but do you feel it inside your body? Do your cells know it? Do you know from a feeling level that you absolutely have the right to say no? And it's a good question to ask yourself. And it's a good thing to maybe take some time out and sit with and perhaps journal on it. Really ask yourself, when I tell myself that I have the right to say no, what comes up for me? And write it out. See what comes out. See what blockages pour out of you and onto the page. That's a really interesting exercise to do, and I'm sure you'll get some really good insights to work on from that. Step 2 is the way that you say no. So I know many women, and I've been guilty of this in the past. You say yes, you say yes, you say yes, you say yes. And that pattern is the accepted norm, not just for you, but for the people around you. So people are used to coming to you and asking you to do something for them. For me, often it's my friends coming to me and they want free energy healings or free aura readings. And if I have the time to do it and I've got the space to do it, and if that is something that I want to do, then I will say yes. But I've learned over time that these healings and readings that I give away for free, they do come at an enormous expense to me and my energy levels. And there have been times where I've had to turn away a paying client because I've been giving a free healing to one of my family members or friends. So I've learned to say no to those. And the way that I do it is I tell them that I've received their question, oh, well, thanks for asking me, thanks for thinking of me with that. And then I say, really simply, I'm sorry, I can't do that for you. And then I might explain I've got paying clients that I need to work with instead. I'm not available that week. So the words can change, but I basically do a positive, thanks for asking me, or thanks for reaching out. And then I deliver the no, I'm unable to do that this week. I don't have any room in my schedule, or a simple no can do. And I might say sorry or I might not say sorry. It really sort of depends. And then I end it with a positive. So I might say, but good luck with what you're going through, or I can recommend you to someone who will read your tarot cards for you, or who will do a psychic reading for you. I know tons and tons of psychics and tarot card readers who are amazing and who I refer people to all the time. So just by doing the positive with the acknowledging the question, the negative, which is the no, and you are answering in a negative, that is a no, and then finishing it with a positive, it just kind of puts it into a niceness sandwich. So that can be a really delicate way of delivering a no. And I also find that that's a really assertive way of delivering a no as well. You've brought the point home. You've really called out the elephant in the room. I'm acknowledging your question, I'm saying no, but I'm following it up with something that's positive, and you kind of say no in 3 different ways that way. And I often find that people don't come back and ask that same question again in an attempt to try and get you to change my mind, because I've said no so assertively. So the third thing is, it can be uncomfortable at first. It really can. Saying no is something that can be really, really hard to do. We are fighting against generations of patterning to put everyone else first and to always say yes and to always accommodate. So saying no is going against that patterning. And the thing is, as you break a pattern, you're establishing a new pattern. We as humans, we thrive on patterns. So breaking a pattern can be really, really, really uncomfortable, and you can wrestle with feelings of guilt. You can feel like you haven't done the right thing. Sometimes other people can make you feel bad for saying no. And if that's the case, I really ask you to perhaps reassess that friendship or reassess that connection, because if a no for you is a yes for them, or a yes for them is a no for you, then that's not an equal match between you and your contact. So it gets easier with time is what I'm trying to say. It really is something that is worth the while to develop. Learning to flex your no muscle and learning to build that no muscle is really, really important. It is a vital and valuable skill for life. So, to help prepare you for your saying no, I have some free energy healing MP3s over on my website, anxiousrelief.com. 2 in particular that I think will help you. One is the Turning Your Anger into Power guided meditation. Now, you might say to me, I'm not angry. And that comes from generations of patterning where nice girls don't get angry. But anxious women are often dealing with repressed anger in their energy body. So turning that anger into power is vital, and it will really help put some energy behind your ability to say no. And the other MP3 guided meditation that I recommend for you is my Building Confidence to Start Conversations meditation. Now, this is a good one to listen to if you need to have a conversation with someone where perhaps you've been saying yes to them for a long time and you want to level out the playing field. You want to change things up a bit and you want to say, you know, I've said yes to you for a long time, but now I'm going to start saying no to you. And that can be, you know, these are difficult conversations to have because you're reestablishing the rules. You're doing something different that you haven't done before. You're breaking that pattern. So listen to that MP3 meditation before you go in and have those conversations. I'm Eva Lane. Do put the effort and energy into learning how to say no. It really will get easier with time, and it's a valuable skill for life. Do it. You're absolutely worth it. Love and light.